Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2000 horror film, Hellraiser Inferno. So, this is 4 years after the last film. Hellraiser 1, 2, 3, and 4 is one complete story. And so anything that happens, because 4 ends in 2127, Pinhead dies on a spaceship. Okay, we covered that, we went over it. I love it. Awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, beautiful. Anything that happens after the fourth film is technically in between the third and fourth movie. So this film takes place in Chicago. It is a straight direct-to-video, direct-to-DVD. This came in 2000, so there was both VHS and DVD of this originally. Then there was Blu-ray, and then there's digital, etc. So this starts out in Chicago. This main character's name is Joseph. My name is Joseph. And he is a crooked cop, and he is investigating murders and stealing evidence and just things, right? So the first victim that he's going around with, he actually knew from high school, was an absolute jerk to this person in high school, and this person happened to have a puzzle box. So going back to the fourth film, where we get the origins of the puzzle box bloodline, we know that the toy maker made a box, but it's a matter of how many other boxes did the toy maker make that I'm not actually aware of, because then it's a matter of where were all of the boxes distributed, how many are there, right? So we know that in each film, Pinhead and the Cenobites can't really come because the puzzle box has to be activated somewhere. So Pinhead is briefly glimpsed at in the beginning of this film. The film progresses, and it feels like a Saw film. Now that I'm watching this now in 2022 compared to back when it came out in 2000, I was 10 years old when it came out. I'm not paying attention to these kind of things. So it's not your good storytelling in general, but it's not your good storytelling in regards to the Hellraiser franchise. This film was weird because it kind of felt like Saw, but again, I love Saw, so it's weird to say that this feeling like Saw was weird, because Saw is a great franchise for what it is, but there's two different franchises. It shouldn't be going back, right? So why I say it felt like Saw was Saw 5 or 6 or whatever. So one of the detectives is like going from scene to scene to like try to figure out who's Jigsaw, and then he gets trapped in the box. Was that the 5th or 6th or 4th? I don't know. They all blend. The timeline all overlaps in general anyway. So that's what a lot of this felt like. This detective was going from murder to murder to murder to figure out the connection of who's this engineer that is, you know, sending him severed fingers of children and things, right? Why are they all... And then, like, why is there mysterious VHS types appearing of the murders, and then they're mysteriously just erased, right? All these things. So then eventually it comes back that the detective is now trapped in a hell loop, that this is his hell. Pinhead explains that the fingers of the kid is actually him as a young child, and he has to face his demons, literally and figuratively, and the killer is actually him in a Cenobite mask, and then he is, you know, the flesh is destroying the soul. All of these, like, loopy things, which is interesting because we haven't had a hell loop before. Hell was very much a place that Christie specifically went to, fought her uncle, etc. But, like, this was different, and Pinhead is not referenced as Pinhead verbally. He is credited as Pinhead. Bradley Douglas is credited as Pinhead. But it was just boring. It was boring. It was, I mean, yeah, the gore was nice. There was some creepy, like, Cenobite twin stuff going on. But, like, putting him in the hell loop, and, like, when he wakes up on the bathroom floor originally, you're like, was this just a dream? What the hell's the point of this? So it really has nothing to do with the centralized story of Frank Cotton getting the original box, which isn't even the original box, and Colonel Elliot Spencer becoming Pinhead, and all these different things, and the merchant toy maker bloodline. Like, all of that main story plot point concludes in the fourth film. So, like, the 5 and on is just fluff pieces. I mean, yeah, there's a remake coming out next month, the month after, on Hulu. So it's a 2022 remake of, I want to say it's more based off of Clive Barker's original novel. I could be misquoting that. I feel like that's what I read. But this particular film, Inferno, was just boring. It would have never done well in theaters, and rightfully so, it went straight to VHS, but it's just strange calling it Inferno in the first place, because we're not actually in hell. We're in no flaming hell. We're in a mind-loopy hell of this particular Joseph character whose flesh is being destroyed by the soul, or vice versa, and it's a loop. So, what's the point? This character's now forever in a hell loop, and that's great, but it has nothing to do with the central focal point of merchants making the toy and Pinhead dying in space. I don't know. I'm now concerned about watching 6, 7, 8, 9 again. Again, I don't remember these films. I've seen them when I was younger. I just don't remember them. And rightfully so, because they're boring. The fifth film is boring. 1, 2, 3, and 4? Mwah, mwah, chef's kiss. Beautiful. 5? Mm-mm. 6? Terrified. Terrified in a, I don't want to be bored. But when I sigh and go, and look away, that means it's a bad project. It means that it's just not getting the attention, not grabbing my attention as its predecessors have. So, Hellraiser 5, which is called Hellraiser Inferno, 2000 horror film, meh. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.